Hello and welcome to another edition of Axcess Baseball Weekly. I'm your host, Vinny Masana. We're joined by a very special guest tonight, Johnny Castagnozzi, the sophomore from Massapequa and UNC commit. First, we'd just like to say this episode is sponsored by X Factor Performance Meals. They're a Long Island-based company offering meal prep and sport-specific nutrition for athletes of all levels. You can follow them on Instagram at X Factor Meals. So Johnny, you guys were lucky enough to win a Long Island championship last year. You were a freshman. What were your best memories from last season?
Definitely going to the state championship last year, being with that group of guys and just playing as a freshman and gelling with them is just something that I won't forget. Being a freshman, I didn't really know everyone because we're in two different schools, but it was just an honor to be on the team, and it was just a great ride last year.
Now, I remember talking to Coach Sheedy before the season, and he's usually not one for hyperbole, and he was talking you up a lot, and I believe you were the only freshman to ever play on varsity since his tenure began. So was it a little intimidating at first?
I mean, yeah, it was. First couple of days of tryouts, it was a little intimidating, but once I got comfortable with them and everything, it just started to go great for me. Coach Sheedy really helped me out so much by making me comfortable, telling the other players on the team to help me out and stuff like that. But yeah, he really helped me get me to where I was and hopefully where we'll be when I'm a senior.
Now, I was at the first game last year against Syosset. Your first game, I believe Dan Gdansky almost had a no-hitter in that game with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Now, he was one of the leaders of the team, along with Dom Kriegel, a number of other players, Luke O'Mahony, Chris Watson. Which one of those guys really, stepped up and took you under their wing?
I mean, all the seniors helped me out a lot, but Chris Watson stood out the most to me. He knew I had a chance to be on the team since the season started, and basically he put me under his wing and showed me everything I needed to know. And he's helping me, still this year. He's texting me, let me know what I should do, what the team should do. And things are just going great. Me and him, we really had a great relationship last year. And he really stood out to help me. Like in Florida, we roomed together, and we're just like brothers now.
What was the energy like in that Long Island championship game against Comac?
Oh, that was a crazy game. There was like 1,000 people there, and a bunch of colleges were there, and it was just. There was nothing better than that. I mean, even going to the state championship, not everyone comes down because it's so far away. But the Long Island championship, I'll never forget.
Now, that was not even the most exciting moment, arguably, of your year. You got to commit to UNC. Just tell our audience a little bit about how that came to be.
So basically, my college recruiting started when I was 14. A couple of schools got interested in me. Tom Downey, Jim Clark from the Titans, they reached out to me telling me that it's time to start talking about this stuff. And this summer I went on a lot of visits. I went to Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, Virginia, UNC, schools like that. And it came down to 2 schools, Notre Dame and UNC. And UNC checked off all the boxes. I just fell in love with everything they had there. Coach Fox is a really great coach. He showed me everything the tradition and everything they have there. It's just something that it's different than everywhere else, I feel, and I feel like it's at home for me.
Did you get to experience and see the basketball court and all the other beautiful amenities that the campus has to offer?
Yeah, definitely. They actually took me on like a tour if I was going there as a basketball recruit also, going around there, seeing all the Jordan stuff and everything. It's just a great place. Chapel Hill's a really nice town, Franklin Street down there. It's just beautiful, it really is.
Now, not many 9th graders are in that position. Was it a little bit strange not doing the things that your friends were doing last summer, where they would ride bikes and stuff, and you're going around to these prestigious universities? Was that a little strange?
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean, most of my friends they play lacrosse. Some of my best friends, and it's just not the same. I mean, they know what I was going through. It was a really stressful year for me, but it's different. But it's going to work out, and everything worked out perfect for me.
Now, once that was over with, I'm sure you were able to kind of take a deep breath, exhale a little bit. What were the things that you did in the off season following the fall to improve on your 2017 season?
I did a lot. I played basketball in the fall, so I mean that helps a little bit with everything. But baseball-wise, every day I'm basically hitting. No matter what happens. I work with Chris Sipp, Rob Caffiero. They help me out a lot. I go to Prospect Sports. They help me over there, and I just hit and field and train every day. Rob Veltri, he's my strength and conditioning guy. He helps me all the time. I work out him 3 times a week in the off season, sometimes 4, and things just become, easy at that point. Just keep working hard. That's what you got to do to be who you want to be. So.
Do you feel like you've seen a difference so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last season I barely worked out, and now it became something that I kind of work out in the gym very well and stuff like that. And I see it on the field already. Things are starting to pay off, and hard work does pay off. So.
Now you mentioned you played basketball. Was that a decision that you had to make now that you have the commitment to your college and you're a key cog in Massapequa's team? Was it a consideration to kind of hang up the basketball shoes yet?
Not really. I mean, Coach Caffiero, the assistant coach on the team, was my coach this year for JV, and I've been playing basketball my whole life, so it's it's just something I like doing, and I don't think I'll stop. Hopefully till I'm a senior, but we'll see how everything goes.
Now, who are some major league players that you look up to now when you were younger?
Derek Jeter, David Wright. I know they're kind of retired by now, but those are the 2 guys I look up to. They kind of, not play like me, but they act like me. They're both leaders, but I'm not a vocal leader. I just try to do everything with my movements and stuff I do.
Lead by example.
Yeah, lead by example, basically. David Wright's my favorite player, and just how things worked for me. Just watching him as a Met fan, it was just really great. I guess that's who I try to be like when I play every day.
Awesome. So now you guys off to a 4-2 start. You had 1 loss last week, but you bounced back. You hit a home run yourself. So, what are your goals moving forward now?
The beginning of the season started off a little rough, 4-2, but things changed. We went to Florida. That really changed everything for us. It brings us team chemistry like we had last year, and it's going to help. We had a team meeting the other day. We told everyone, not to play for themselves or for the coaches, play for the team and everything that we're representing here. And if you do that, you'll just be so much better as a team, because if you're not thinking about it, you're not worried about it, you'll be so much better of a player and more relaxed in the field. So going into Oceanside this week, we really are going to try and focus up on what we talked about in the meeting and hopefully come out with 3 wins.
Now, last year you went into a completely green. You hadn't been on varsity yet, so you were really learning as you go. Do you feel like last year provided a lot of valuable experience for you? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, last year, it was a little stressful. Like I said, first couple of games I was very nervous, and now this year it's just like, second nature to me already. It's my 2nd year on the team, and I still got 2 more years after this, but it helps so much being on the team as a freshman. It really did.
Now, I came from Suffolk County, and I only watched it from afar, but now I see it up close how good Massapequa's program has been historically. What does it really mean to be a chief?
It's everything, really, everything. Even the students that come to the game sometimes. Like, you just see that everyone's involved, and they put, $3 million into the field this year. It just shows how much people care in the community and everything. All the school directors and whatever, they really helped make a great program.
Now, do you have any goals from a personal standpoint for this season?
Yeah. For me, I want to try and make all county, all Long Island, all state, but, as a team, I really want to become back to where we were last year, to the state championship, and hopefully we get there, but it's going to be a tough road, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, best of luck this year, Johnny. Thank you very much for your time. And to our audience, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm your host, Vinny Masana, and this has been Axcess Baseball Weekly.